Alright guys, here today with the owner of this awesome build, the man himself, Franchise. He's gonna tell you about the inspiration behind the all whitey and give you a walk around of the car. Franchise. Starting with the front end of the car, here we have a pretty cool design going on with the headlight. Tell us about the front end and the bumper here.
Alright, so it's a stock bumper at the front here. The lip, you'll notice it's a little bit different. It is a spoon style lip. It gives you like the tire power with a little bit of venting on the front. Yeah, so the headlights, coming up to the headlights, I have on what you'll not see common is the gunmetal headlights. It gives it a different flavor with the white. Yeah man, I also added some eyelids to that to give it a little accent.
Kind of like a girl flashing her eyelashes at you.
Basically, same concept.
Alright, I can see that the bonnet is raised. Regular bonnet raisers like most other EKs or anything special?
Yes, as you already know, the aftermarket support for EKs is, very huge. These came for the EK. It's not just for style. Most persons would assume it would be that way, but what they really the purpose is really to lift the bonnet to allow heat to travel.
Ventilate to.
Yeah, to ventilate the engine.
So when you're pulling this much power, you want to reduce the heat that's built up inside the bonnet room.
Definitely.
Alright, cool. We're gonna move over to the wheels, and I see some red brake calipers and rotors behind here. Tell us about them a bit.
Alright, so the red calipers that you're seeing on brakes behind there, it is actually a CL7 brake. Braking system, I would say.
What's that off of?
That's off the Accord.
Okay, cool.
Right. So with the B series swap that I did and the build that I have, the stock brakes wasn't able to keep up, so I had to upgrade. So the brakes off of a heavier vehicle with a K series, definitely stops a B series swap in a lighter car.
Hear that, guys? Ensure that when you're upgrading your speed, you upgrade your stop.
Yeah.
Alright. But tell us about the rims and the tires that you have wrapped in them here.
Alright, so the wheels are 16x9 Whistler wheels with a 15. It's a positive offset. They're wrapped in some Maxxis Victra Z3 tires, 205, 40, 16. I went with that spec to give it a more aggressive and stretched look, so it stands along with some aggression.
So hear that, guys? Not just function, but also form. So Franchise, tell us about the overall side profile of the car, like the mud guards that you have here and the mirrors, and if possible somebody else is trying to get some of these accessories, where they can probably get them from.
Okay, alright, so the side profile was basically just designed to give it a more streamlined look. The mirrors are actually USDM mirrors. You'll notice that the Japanese ones are foldable. These are not foldable. These have a sleek, more aerodynamic design. I went with these just to give it a bit of difference from the Japanese look, because they are dominated by Japanese Japanese look.
Alright, so we want to do a little bit of difference and stand out a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so I notice you have a rather large, I wouldn't say graffiti, but branding on the back of the car. Tell us about it. Red Gear Performance.
Right. No one will rep your brand as much as you do. So I'm actually the CEO, the creator, the everything that is Red Gear Performance. It's basically me. How it was derived actually was from persons just basically looking at the car, seeing how it is designed. They had always been asking, where I got parts from, how do I source this part, so on and so forth. And my wife actually said to me, babe, why not just source the stuff?
Pick up the good as them.
Yeah, source the stuff, keep it and sell it. When people ask you, and I was like, it's a good idea. So, I just came up with a name, created a logo, Red Gear Performance.
And I must say, Red Gear is quite catchy, and it leaves a mark whenever you hear the term Red Gear Performance.
Yeah.
So big up to all of the entrepreneurs out there and to those who come up on a problem and decide to allow people not to face that problem and create a service out of that. So commend you on that one.
Yeah, man,
I also realized that you're repping for the well-renowned Jamaican 876 streets, repping for Jamaica's sickest ride. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, big up to that as well. So we're gonna move on to the little lip spoiler that I see you have on the trunk here. So tell us about that and where they can get it from.
All right, so the lip spoiler is actually it's actually from a different brand, you know what I mean. I actually just borrowed it and realized it actually fits the trunk profile here. If you'd like to get it, they usually are for the Toyota, I think Axio or Mark X. You might have to do a little bit of customization to it just to get it to, you know, sit exactly how you want it, but you know, it works.
All right, so I realized that you have the world famous Mugen sticker. All right, so now we're gonna move down to the lower end of the car, the bumper. Tell us about it.
All right, so it's a stock bumper, but I went ahead and well, for this car I usually do drags. I do drag racing for persons out there who don't know the lingo. I do drag racing. You know that with the stock bumper, we usually either remove the bumper or we bore holes in the back to reduce
drag.
Yeah, drag.
Yeah.
So I got the Golden Eagle diffuser at the back, bore the holes outside to give it a little bit of function with form.
And you did this all yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, repping for the DIY gang. Do it yourself. All right, so we're gonna talk about this exhaust. It have a buzz. So what about the exhaust here? So tell us about it.
All right, so it's a God Snow exhaust system. It's actually a 3-inch system right through. Comes with the muffler that you're seeing now on the back as well. 3-inch all the way up. I decided to go with the 3-inch after doing some upgrades to the internals and the engine, you know, better breathing.
Alright. So with the exhaust and looking at it, I realized that you have something that doesn't look stock underneath the rear end here. So tell us what kind of suspension you're running, and I also see some anti-roll bars and some braces. So tell us about what you're running underneath the car, because I know that with speed you also need to increase your stability. Yeah, that was a BMW, them kind of brawling.
Yeah.
With speed you also need stability and control. So tell us about what you're running.
Underneath the car we have some JDM subframe kit. It basically stabilizes the back. You'll see the spring brace along with the strut brace as well, along with the lower control arms. It basically gives you it's visually appealing while, you know, enhancing the performance of the car, you know, in corners.
So here again, guys, not just function but also form. What kind of suspension coilovers you're running on the car?
Right, so I'm running some max speeding suspension, full suspension on there, with damper adjustability.
Alright, so some people might be wondering what is damper.
Okay. Alright, so to explain what is damper. Damper is basically just the surface or hardness of the rigidity basically of the suspension.
The shock. Oh, okay.
Right, so you can either adjust it to make the ride more stock, like, you know, soft, or if you're, you know, doing like a track day, you can put it on hard, because, you know,
increase the control.
Right.
Alright, we're gonna move over to the interior of the car so you can give us a rundown. Alright, so these seats do not look stock at all, and they are quite red, so tell us about them.
Right, so they are NRG bucket seats. Red is one of my favorite colors, so, you know, I had to go with a red bucket seat, you know, please myself every time I sit down in the car. These are very comfortable and they hug you in corners. The benefits of, you know, hard cornering bucket seats, you know, they keep you in place, along with the harnesses you're seeing, your Tanaka harnesses.
Alright, so you should not just be hugged in corners, you should be strapped in quite well. Wear your seatbelt, guys, both on and off the track.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna move over to the gauges, I'm leaving that shifter for last because it's quite appealing.
Yeah.
So what about the gauges that you have here?
Alright, so I have a AFR AM gauge. For persons who don't know what AFR means, air fuel ratio. That basically just lets you know what the mixture in the engine of the air and fuel, you know what I mean, to let you know if the car is, you know, running at optimal, you know, optimal mixture.
Okay. What about the oil pressure gauge here?
Alright, so the oil pressure gauge, it is a manual autometer gauge. This basically just lets you know that the blood is flowing in the engine. I mean, as long as the gauge is up, you should be alright.
Alright. What about the shifter here? Because it's nice. It's nice. Tell us about the shifter.
Yeah, the shifter, it is a hybrid shifter. These were made to basically tighten up or make the shifter more sharp. You know, make the shifting more sharp and what I say, targeted. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but like it's harder to misshift.
Oh.
With the design that this comes with, it's a spherical bearing on the inside of the shifter. It has little to no play, so it's hard to miss gear.
Okay, cool. And the shift knob?
Yeah, the shift knob was just to add a little flair, you know what I mean? The white car, all white, everything.
Yeah, man, with a little touch of red there. I like it. Alright, so with the exterior and interior done, we are going to see the powerhouse, the heart behind this build. We're going to move over to the engine. Alright, so tell us what we're looking at.
Alright, so you are currently looking at the powerhouse, the heart of the whole, you know, shebang. It is a B16 head with a B20 bottom half. Built, I would say semi-built.
Alright, so continuing, guys, we're gonna start with these headers that allow the air to exit from the engine. What kind of headers are you running?
Alright, so these are some PLM big tube headers. You know, for breathing, you know, letting all the air out.
Alright, we're gonna move over to the intake because this don't look stock either.
No. The intake pipe is a 2.5 intake pipe with a mushroom
air filter. Alright, what about the throttle body? Tell us about it.
Alright, so the throttle body is actually a K-tuned 70mm throttle body.
And it leads to a stock intake?
No, it is a Skunk 2 Ultra intake, also ported.
Whoa, alright. So I see you're also running a fuel pressure regulator?
Yes.
Alright, cool. Ensure that the pressure is optimal,
right,
because when running high power, you need fuel. Alright, so tell us about the internals of the engine. Is the head built in any way or form?
Yes, so the head is fully built right through. So it is ported, which is the first step I took. It has titanium springs and retainers along with Skunk 2 stage 3 cams.
Oh, alright. Yeah. What about the block? Anything special in the block?
Yes, so as far as the block is concerned, I have YCP pistons, 11.5 to 1 compression, you know, everything as far as bolts. It's fully ARP right through.
Alright. I like also how the engine bay is clean, everything is well put together, nothing is out of place.
Right.
And I see you're still keeping this red and white theme because in Jamaica a lot of people run from white engine bays unless you're buying a vehicle stock. Right. I know that white vehicle exteriors are one of the hardest, one of the easiest, my apologies, to keep clean, but as far as engine bay and internals go, tell us why you're repping this red and white theme, apart from red being your favorite color.
Okay. Well, the reason I went with this color is, as you already know, the common thing for persons now is to contrast the color, the outside of the car. Okay. In terms of, you know, whatever theme they're working with. If it's a blue engine bay, they have a, you know, silver car, blue engine bay. So what I wanted to do was just keep my all white theme, like all white everything. So I opted to just refresh the white on the inside, change a few things to white. The DC strut bar that you're looking at right now, along with the G plus hose, everything, I just decided tradition.
Alright, so guys, there you have it. That's the build, that's the walkthrough of this awesome car. Like you said, 2000 Honda Civic 4-door EK3, D-swapped B20 bottom half with the 16 head. Awesome ride. Also check out his YouTube channel and his Instagram page.
Right.
Tell him what it is.
Alright, so my Instagram and my YouTube is the same. It is the franchise EK3.
Alright, so you hear that, guys. Here in Jamaica, we are building our media community, we are building our content community, and we are building our automotive lovers, providing great content. Like myself, I'm a photographer. I just want to give you guys a walkthrough of some of the models that we have and some of the build that some of these, what I should say now, innovators are creating. So check out his page, check out his IG, and just turn up the support.
Yeah, man. And please, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Alright, guys. Have a good one. Peace.